Tinubu signs controversial electoral bill into law despite protests. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday signed into law the controversial Electoral Bill 2022, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026. The development follows the passage of the bill by the National Assembly on Tuesday after months of intense deliberation. Wetin be intense deliberation? Public scrutiny and political debates across the country, and the public scrutiny indicates that people do not want that. And now you are signing it into the bill, and you are saying despite months of intense deliberation. Which deliberation? There have also been protests in Abuja against the passage of the controversial bill. How reporters previously reported that the Nigerian Senate on Tuesday passed the Electoral Act 2022, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026 following hours of tense deliberations, procedural disputes, and a heated row over Clause 60, which deals with the electronic transmission of election results. Proceedings took a dramatic turn when Senator Eninaye Abaribe, ADC Abia South, demanded a division on Clause 60, triggering a rowdy session in the upper chamber. However, the demand immediately split the chambers and exposed deep division among lawmakers over the future of electronic voting processes in Nigeria. China's television reports that Senate President Godswill Akpabio said he was under the impression that the demand for a division on the clause had earlier been withdrawn. His position, however, was fiercely contested by opposition senators who insisted that the issue was still alive and must be subjected to a formal vote. The years will have it, obviously. Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin intervened, citing Order 52, Subsection 6 of the Senate Standing Order, and argued that it would be procedurally out of order to revisit any provision already ruled upon by the Senate President. No be small thing. His submission only fueled further uproar, during which Senator Sunday Karimi was seen briefly confronting Abaribe on the Senate floor. Amid the chaos, Senate leader Okoyemi Bamidele reminded lawmakers that he had earlier sponsored the motion for rescission of the bill's passage, stressing that all prior decision of the Senate on the matter had been nullified. According to him, Senator Abaribe's demand for a division was therefore consistent with the motion already adopted by the chamber. Akpabio in his remarks suggested that Abaribe's insistence on a division was aimed at publicly demonstrating his position on electronic transmission of results to Nigerians. He nevertheless sustained the point of order, after which Abaribe rose in protest and was urged to formally move his motion. Rising Order 72 Subsection 1, Abaribe specifically called for a division on Clause 60, Subsection 3, objecting to the provision that allows from EC8A to be relied upon where electronic transmission of results fails. He proposed the outright removal of the clause permitting manual transmission of results in the event of network failure, arguing that such a loophole could undermine electoral transparency. During the division, Akpabio directed senators who supported the proviso to stand, followed by those opposed to it. 15 opposition senators rose against the clause, while 55 senators voted in favor, effectively retaining the controversial provision. Earlier in the session, Senate proceedings had been temporarily stalled as lawmakers commenced clause-by-clause consideration of the bill, following a motion to rescind its earlier amendment. The motion was formally seconded, allowing the Senate to dissolve into the Committee of the Whole for a detailed reconsideration and reenactment of the proposed legislation. As Akpabio read out the clauses for deliberation, Clause 60 again became a flashpoint when Abaribe raised the point of order, leading to murmurs across the chambers and intense consultation at the Senate President desk. This was followed by a brief closed-door meeting. All for show. Before rescinding the earlier passage of the Electoral Act, senators expressed concerns over the timing of the 2027 general elections and several technical inconsistencies in the bill. Rising again under Order 52 Subsection 6, Bamidele moved that the Senate reverse its earlier decision and return the bill to the Committee of the Whole. He explained that the move followed an announcement by the Independent National Electoral Commission fixing the 2027 general elections for February 2027, after consultations with National Assembly leadership. Bamidele noted that stakeholders have raised concerns that the proposed date conflicted with Clause 28 of the bill, which mandates that election be held at least 360 days before the expiration of tenure. He further warned that elections scheduled during Ramadan could adversely affect voters' turnout. That's a lie. Logistics, stakeholder participation, and the overall inclusiveness and credibility of the electoral process. How? How will Ramadan affect turnout? I don't understand. Are they on what's it called? Igbele? That's okay when you are fasting or you don't go out. People that are fasting, are they not at work right now? So why can't they come outside to vote on elections day? I beg, the motion also drew attention to discrepancies in the bill's long title and several clauses. Similarly, the Nigerian House of Representatives was thrown into chaos on Tuesday as opposition lawmakers staged a walkout in protest against moves to rescind the Electoral Act Amendment Bill over the contentious issue of electronic transmission of election results. A video circulating online shows opposition lawmakers chanting APC, Ole, Thief as they staged a walkout. The drama unfolded shortly after Francis Wave, chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, moved a motion urging the House to reverse its earlier approval of the bill, which was initially passed on December 23, 2025. Wave's motion was part of a broader attempt to undermine Clause 60 subsection 3 of the bill, which mandates compulsory electronic transmission of results from polling units to collation centers. When Speaker Tajuddin Abbas put the motion to a voice vote, the proceedings quickly spiraled out of control. I don't know why they'll be doing voice votes. Yes, raise up your hand. Nays. I don't understand. However, despite loud objections from the members, the Speaker ruled that the A's before the A's are carried the votes, even though the nays reportedly outnumbered them in volume. That is how they used to do. You will clearly hear that the nays, you will clearly hear that the nays have it, but they will tell you that it is the A's that have it. My God. The ruling immediately triggered widespread protests from members who accused the leadership of bias and procedural irregularities. In a bid to calm tension, Abbas called for an executive session. However, the closed-door discussion failed to ease the storm. Members returned to the floor, where the debate degenerated into a rowdy, near unimaginable session. Lawmakers continue to express outrage over Clause 60, subsection 3, arguing that the clause is essential to curb electoral fraud and enhance transparency in the country's election. But that particular clause, a bill, the president has signed it. So in a whole 2027, with the kind of progress that is happening all over the world, Nigeria will still be using paper and biro to count votes when people are already using electronics, even looking for better options for people to vote. And it doesn't have any clause, it doesn't have any fraud or anything in. Nigeria is still going to be doing paper and biro votes, ballots. It is well. By this now, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.